Guten Morgen, everyone. It's time for another What I Ate in a Day in Germany, vegetarian style. However, there will be some meat in this video for dinner, so stick around for that. Marcus's brother and girlfriend are coming over for dinner tonight, and we're gonna do something really special. We're gonna do raclette. So if you've never seen raclette or don't know what that is, make sure you stick around for that. This is only the second time I've done one of these videos, but the first time you guys seemed to really like it. So, you know, and it's not just about like showing what I ate. When I watch these videos from other people, it gives me like recipe ideas and inspiration, and you know, it makes me think about, oh yeah, well, I could try that, and oh, I've never done it like that. So that's what I kind of hope to give you guys through these two. And as always, my day started with my, you can see it there over my shoulder, my half-calf decaf cafe mocha. I made it the same way that I made it in the last video, so I figured I don't need to show you that again, but let's skip right to lunch. So for lunch, surprise, I'm gonna make some Mexican food, and I've got some shredded cheddar cheese here, which is vegetarian cheddar cheese. That means it's not vegan, so it's made with dairy, but the rennet that they use to coagulate it into cheese is synthetic and not made with cow stomach. Then I'm gonna make some guacamole with these ingredients here, and I'm gonna use some of the onions and garlic and fry up some tofu. I had these 2 tortillas left, and because we're leaving soon, I thought, you know, they need to be eaten. So that's why I decided to make a quesadilla again, even though I made Mexican food in the last video of this series. And I mean, honestly, who doesn't love a quesadilla? So let me slowly take you step by step through these recipes. First of all, you need to remove the seed from the avocado. Carefully slice it into bits inside the shell. Scoop the bits into a bowl. Slice half the onion into slices for the fried tofu and dice the other half for the guacamole. Realize that it's way too many onions for that amount of avocado and decide to fry them with the tofu instead. Smash and finely chop 1 clove of garlic for the guacamole and the marinade. The other clove will be sliced for the tofu. Remove the core and the slimy bits of the tomato. Begin finely chopping the tomato and then realize that this is also way too much tomato for that amount of avocado. Change your plan from making a guacamole to making a salsa. Then add all the tomato and the rest of the onions that you previously thought were too much. Dry the cutting board and rinse the tofu. Chop about this much off and cut into strips to be marinated for the raclette grill later tonight. Dice the rest and then realize that it's way too much for the quesadillas. Move some of the dice over to the group that is waiting for the train to the marination station. Add some oil to the pan and season it. Turn the heat on medium-high and get those onions to work. After a minute or so, add the tofu, but not the garlic. When the tofu and onions are nice and crispy, turn off the heat and then add the garlic. Burnt garlic tastes terrible. That's why I put it in later. Let's assemble the quesadillas. Carefully divide the mixture between the 2 tortillas. I know how to say it right, but it's fun to say it wrong. Try to leave as much tasty oil in the pan as possible. Add shredded cheese and carefully fold over. Back to the stove. On medium heat, place the quesadillas back in the pan and slide them around a little bit to get them coated with oil. After a while, they'll become brown and crispy on the bottom. That's when it's time to flip. Watch very carefully for Morgan's official flip trick. Put the spatula under the open side of the quesadilla. Put your finger here where it's not so hot. Then flip with the open side up, so that anything that's not already melted together will just fall deeper into the quesadilla and not out into the pan. You do the hokey pokey and you slide them all around, and then turn off the heat because the second side will cook much faster. Before I forget, let's make the salsa for now and the marinade for later. For the marinade, add a bunch of soy sauce and some sweetened black vinegar or balsamic vinegar, tomato paste, honey or agave syrup, dark brown sugar, sriracha, lemon juice, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Stir it up. Auntie M, it's a twister! Add all the tofu or whatever else you want to marinate and make sure everything gets moist. I added some chickpeas to the salsa because we had to get rid of them too. Then some onion powder, garlic powder, pepper, and salt, and then my secret ingredient, ranch dressing powder. It's like literally the best. Squeeze half a lime and stir. Voila. Let's go to the plate. Cut your quesadillas into handy triangles and line them up. You know what would have been better? To add some corn and black beans. Next time. Line them up on the plate and add some of your salsa on the side. And there you have your crispy tofu quesadilla with avocado chickpea salsa. And now I wish I had some cilantro too. Raclette is like a cook-it-yourself buffet that you do directly on the table while you're eating. You can cook meat, fish, veggies, or marinated tofu on the hot plates on the top, and then on the broiler pans on the bottom, you melt this super stinky raclette cheese on top of cooked potatoes. And then you just mix it all together on your plate for some hot, cheesy goodness. There's a lot of prep time involved, and the cleanup is a nightmare, so it's something that we usually only do when we have guests over for special occasions, and Marcus's brother and girlfriend were visiting, so we did it. And as a special naughty treat after all that cheese, we went to one of the neighborhood gelato stands, got some tasty gelato, and watched the sunset over the lake. Not a bad night. I hope these recipes inspired you, and let me know if you try to make any of this stuff and if you have ever heard of or made raclette. I feel like it's really something German, so I don't know if anybody in any other countries has ever seen this or done it, but I'd like to hear about it. And otherwise, see you soon!